Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and Frank, our Patriot Bald Eagle. If you have to hit pause on this video to get your coffee or whatever beverage you deem necessary, go ahead and do that now, as this will be a lengthy discussion. It's happening, guys. Here we go. It's happening. I had hopes up until 12 o'clock last night that they would have fixed something. They would have worked out negotiations. Sounds like negotiations really weren't even taking place for the port strikes, for the strikes on the East Coast and some of the Gulf, the different ports, the dock workers who want more money, and between the people paying them who don't want to pay more money. I don't really know the logistics of it. All I know is that this is going to end up costing a fortune, and it's going to end up costing you more money on food and everything else. As you guys know, we do cover a lot of different food products on this channel. I don't know, guys. We're going to try and keep up with everything, save where we can, but it's looking more and more like not only are we going to have price increases, but we may have shortages of things as well. There's a lot of people that are more hip to this going on than I think we really realized from the beginning. There's been a lot of people going to the grocery stores, stocking up on a lot of different items, hopefully not panic buying. Don't panic buy. But I get it. I get it, because you want to get some of these deals, for one, before they really start to go up in price again, or before it's just not available. Now, before you even say anything or comment, I know that what is happening here may not be happening where you are. Okay, some people say, well, no shortages here. Well, if we remember a couple years ago when we were finding or not finding things in the stores, a lot of people were saying, well, our stores are full. And then a month, and honestly, well, like a month later, we're hearing from the same people saying, oh boy, yeah, it's hit us now. And at that point, we all started having a lot more things in common. We've gotten a lot of longtime viewers, people who watch every day because of these things. So, in some ways, I'm not, it's weird. I mean, thank you all for joining the channel. I hate that it's like, on negative terms, right? But at the same time, it's kind of like Christmas and the holidays and stuff. It's like like something bad happens. I know it sounds weird at first, but it's like you always, when you see a family member or something, and it's because of a bad occasion, you always say to yourself, well, I wish we were hanging out on better terms, right? So somebody left a comment the other day from one of our older videos and asked if I see light at the end of the tunnel. And I remembered one of our viewers that said, the light at the end of the tunnel is a train coming right for you. It's funny, but it's not, because it is literally what we are heading into. The longer this strike lasts, the longer we're not moving at a steady flow of getting products in and out of the country as fast as humanly possible, well, it's going to be costing a lot of money. I've read reports that say $5 billion a day that will be lost in revenue. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I mean, I can't even, it's hard to even count that high, let alone try to do all the math of what else is going to be involved in this, because it's not just the money, right? It's going to be the product. Right? It's easy to think, oh, well, $5 billion a day. Okay, I can't calculate that high. But when you start looking at what this is how it's going to affect everyone, it's a whole different story. Take a sip of our coffee here. I am drinking the original Donut Shop coffee today. I had some. I am saving the good stuff that is going up in price. I've been holding off on the Dunkin', the Starbucks, all the strong stuff, right? It's going to be a nice, mellow coffee rant this evening. We've seen a lot of products that this is going to affect right away. Of course, we went over Folgers as one of them. I wonder if Folgers knew this about a month ago when they raised their prices up like crazy. I wonder if Maxwell House knew this when we saw the instant shrinkflation out of nowhere. We didn't see price increases, but that's going to be next. Now, here is the excuse, okay? And, it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing that we can really do about it. We just have to be mindful going forward, right? We got to make sure that we're preparing any way we can, and making sure that we have the things that we need to have. And now might be a good, that's why I'm talking about this so much, because it might be a good time to get to the grocery store, maybe to get to Walmart, get to Aldi, before some of these things that the promised prices of coming down have been over the summer, which Walmart, I'm still a little, I don't know. I don't feel like Walmart's prices have come down near as much as what they said they were going to, but Aldi has stuck to that. Okay. And Aldi has actually lowered some more prices too. We've seen Kroger, who has recently lowered a lot of regular prices. Now, we may see those go right back up. I don't really know. We will try to keep up with it. I'm trying to add some more fun entertainment into the channel here. I went to Lowe's yesterday and had a lot of fun. Went and checked out the different animatronics, the Halloween animatronics and all that stuff. If you haven't seen that video, I recommend checking it out. I kind of joke around and just have fun walking around, pushing all the buttons, all the animatronic buttons. It was exciting. It was good to get away. I feel like as soon as me and Jessica got back from Florida, I kind of hit the ground running with this whole porch strike thing, because there was no solution. And it doesn't look like there's any solution in sight. Knock on wood, it happens sooner than later. Once the millionaires and billionaires start realizing that they're losing money too, something will get done. And I don't know. I don't know if I mentioned this the other day, but I believe it was Ronald Reagan. When nobody wanted to work, I think it was 50 years ago or something, but I think Ronald Reagan threatened to fire everybody and hire a bunch of new people. Now, I don't agree with that, because, it's like the times have changed. We're 50 years ahead of that. And, a lot of people, it's hard for them to afford to live. If you have a family, maybe you're the only one who works, well, you got to get paid what you're worth. Right? And these dock workers, guys, I'm telling you, I've done a little bit of research, just looked at, because I've never done a job like that. And it looks tough. It looks like it is physically taxing. And, they want to get paid good. I completely understand. There has to be some common ground, though, because from what I understand, from what we keep seeing all these different things. We keep seeing all these crazy prices that they want. I don't think that's the case. Some people have left in the comments, we don't know what it is. Some people say they want $5 more an hour. Some people say they want $10 more an hour. Some person said they want $70 an hour. I don't know if that's feasible at all. But, that to me, that kind of opens the door for negotiations. Okay? You ask a really high amount, and then you have what you are willing to take. Okay, you don't say nothing to nobody, right? You just say to yourself, I understand it's a lot of 50,000 people that's involved here. It's a lot more than, but there has to be something quick. There has to be something quick. Maybe work out a negotiation for the next month or two, just to keep people working. Say, okay, look, we're going to pay you this. This isn't going to be the final thing, okay? We're going to pay you a little bit extra more money coming up toward Christmas and the holidays. This will, help you with that. But we're going to negotiate a long-term contract in the medium of this. Okay? So maybe the managers and people paying, right? The USMX, I think it is. The people paying the dock workers and everything, well, offer them, and this is just, I'm spitballing here, okay? So this is a way I think you can get it back on track quick. Pay them a little bit extra money, but let them know in whatever contract it is that this is just, we need you guys working. We appreciate you. We're going to pay you a little extra here until we can start to work out a negotiation. This is not going to be your full-time pay forever, okay? And then start coming down a little bit, right? I don't know. Let us know down in the comments what you think of that. That's something I've kind of been thinking about. Like, what is a quick solution to get people back working that makes everybody happy? for now. For now. And then you continue to negotiate, because you obviously have learned that the workers are on strike. This did happen. They were not, this was not a, I mean, you could have taken it as a threat, right? Because, the owners are talking about automation and all that. So that would have ticked me off too. But that obviously isn't going to happen. And you've come down to the line. You've come down to the wire here. So what is the simplest solution? Now, I don't believe that is what, because there was, I know Ronald Reagan, I believe it was Ronald Reagan who threatened to fire everyone and hire people who wanted those jobs, right? That is not a solution, not in today's day and age. We cannot fire our workers like that, and they need to get paid what they are deserved, okay? And like I said before, I don't know the job type. Even if I did know, I mean, I do know the job type, but it's physically taxing. I don't know, prices have gone up so much on everything. It's hard to really factor in how much it is going to take to live a comfortable life, because we're all in disarray right now. We are all, as Americans, we are all trying to find answers to the next thing that is unaffordable, right? You go to the grocery store, and unless you shop like we do, okay, we talk about this all the time, and there's other ways, I mean, just because we talk about all the different sales and buying up the sales when you see them and stuff like that doesn't mean that is the way that you like to shop. Okay, you go into a grocery store, you got it pretty good. You're not worried about, paying the extra dollar or something. Hey, I get it, and that's okay too. No judgment here. We never judge on this channel. At least I don't to you guys. I get judged all the time. That's okay. Whatever. I just skip past them. But it's really the way that we are able to save anything, right? Because just a rundown of what me and Jessica do here, okay? Everybody knows we're buying up the sales when we see them. You start doing the math over the course of a year, even if the prices have gone up, and you're buying the things in not only in the means of what you can afford, but you're also buying things that is going to go up in price in the future. At this point, we kind of have an idea of what products continuously go up, okay? And the things to buy that have long shelf life and long-term stability in your cupboards and your pantries. Now, as we go along, right, we continuously get hit by these bumps in the road. As most of you know, me and Jessica have been looking for a house. We're looking to buy a house. Prices are, even though they have slowed, we've come to a median here. And I'm not saying we're waiting for a complete crash. And unfortunately, that would be good for us because it's outrageously expensive. However, being able to maintain what we are doing and changing things and moving things around, getting creative with ideas of how to store more stuff in here, it allows us to continue to save money to buy a house. Therefore, if we do get caught having to spend an exuberant amount of money on a house, well, we're continuing to save while we wait or while we go along. So, I don't know. There's been a lot of people asking questions like that. Me and Jessica do a lot of travel. I know a lot of our viewers say, well, how can you travel like that? How do you do that? Well, we leave it to our viewers to answer those questions. And I'm sure that a lot of our viewers have answered those questions. We pinch our pennies all year long. I do the math on everything. We make sure that we are able to do the travels that we want, still save on everything that we do, and make sure that we're able to still save up for a house. I have everything broken down. Everything broken down, guys. We are in control. You are in control of your life. I am in control of mine and Jessica's lives. And that's all we can do. That's all we can do. Moving forward, sure, we always want to better ourselves in the future of things. Right now, we are in a rut as a country. We are in I don't want to say sit and wait, right? Because that's not the way you want to be. It's figure it out and expand and figure out new ways to do things, right? Because if we sit and wait, well, it may get good for some people at other places, but if we sit and wait as just ourselves, well, then we're not being productive. We're not moving forward, right? If we're not moving forward, then we don't learn anything. We just sit there and wait. I don't know, guys. Just wanted to have this conversation with you today. Most of you have been following the port strike that we've been talking about, and only time is going to tell. Hopefully, time is minimal. It's been 50 years since something this big has happened. As far as a port strike goes, and it's something that can be critical. Okay, it can be critical to the country if this does not get solved quickly. I sort of still have faith that everything will be good here, maybe in the next few days. It can't go on for weeks. If it goes on for a few weeks, we are in trouble. Mark my words on that. If this goes on for a few weeks, I mean, we're already in a more of a deficit as a country than I can calculate, than you can. I mean, when you get into the trillions, it's like, what do you do at that point? I don't know. We see all these conflicts moving abroad, moving around in different pieces around the world. A lot of people, have left in comments, they're worried about like WW3 and stuff like that. I don't know how to respond to that other than, I don't know. A lot of people have mentioned in the comments too that why is nothing else more being done for the hurricane that just ripped through the entire country. I haven't done too much research on that, but I thought about that the other day. I was like, here we are seeing like all this stuff in Asheville. It looks like Asheville, North Carolina. You don't want to be there right now. It is absolutely destroyed. The flooding has destroyed several towns in Asheville, North Carolina and beyond. I was looking at clips of Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, underwater. Not completely, not like it's been in some storms they've had. It does flood there sometimes. We've seen floods in Pigeon Forge. We've been in one. It does flood. That little Pigeon River isn't so little once it starts raining like crazy. I'll tell you what, that river floods like crazy. They need to do something about that. They need to figure something out with that. Maybe some kind of... I know they have the dam. They have the dam, which they did open up the dam, which is a rare sight in Pigeon Forge. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, wow. Usually, because, you have to let the water down so it doesn't damage the dam. So, we'll just have to see moving forward, guys. As we go along, we'll just continue to update and make sure we're talking about these things. Make sure, our daily videos, our morning videos, whether I go to a store, grocery store, or travels, we are, going to continue to add more daily vlogs, as we go. Obviously, this is a daily vlog anyway, but more of an entertaining factor. We're going to do more entertaining things here. I'm going to put more things on this channel that are more exciting. Okay, we're going to do different things around the tri-state here, maybe Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, places that are easy to get to within a day. Because if I can't drive there and back in a day, that does make it hard where, I have to stay somewhere that adds, to the work. And, I've noticed some things too. Uploading has been kind of difficult, like for timing. I feel like it takes longer now to upload videos than it did before. I thought it was our internet before, but I noticed this a lot down in Florida as well, where the internet was a lot better than what we have. But it was still slower than normal. I don't know. Everything's upgrading and getting bigger, but, and these are other things too. Other things we have to factor in. There's a lot of things that we're not going to see. Different shortages. Or it's just going to take a long time to get products. They were rushing trains and trucks to the coast to get out. Since Friday, they said alone, I think it was $2.7 billion in products. 13 point something billion dollars in revenue, I think it was supposed to be. I don't know if they got all that out or not. I tried to find it. Isn't it funny? It seems like the media, the big media channels, only want to cover this stuff when it's a dire emergency. This is a dire emergency. There's nothing that has hit yet that, okay, a gallon of milk is $40. Then the media will talk about that. Oh, here in Idaho, milk went up to $17 a gallon. That's when you'll hear about it on TV, after it's already become a catastrophic problem in the food business. So why we do this, guys. Why we do this. And I will continue to keep up on all the different grocery prices and stuff like that. It's just, guys, it really is. I mean, I told Jess the other day, we were talking about this, and I'm like, it hurts my brain to talk negative all the time. All the time. I'm a positive person. Me and Jessica are positive people. You guys who have been on the channel for years know this. I like doing videos like when we were down in Orlando, our travels, our fun, our excitement. Right, to spread because I look at that as, you know what, everything is crappy in your everyday life right now with food, home prices, insurance prices, and we just keep going over these things over and over because they just keep going up. They keep going up, and you know there has to be like a medium for me because I like to entertain. I like to put out stuff that not only people are going to enjoy. I like putting out informative videos. Don't get me wrong, like this one. I like doing the coffee rants. These aren't going anywhere. Grocery store videos are here to stay. May not be like in order anymore. I have been going to Meijer and Kroger on a weekly basis every week for years. And I'm not saying that that's going to stop, but it may be different days. It may not be exactly in order. It's what I can do. Like if a Wednesday comes by and I have an awesome opportunity to go see something, maybe for a media event. I don't know. I'm trying to work those things out too, which those will be a lot of fun. But obviously won't be able to get to Kroger sometimes, but I'll still make sure that we're keeping up on these things. And as I say this, I'm thinking, oh no, Dan, you're going to go to Kroger. I love it, guys. I love doing shopping videos. I love showing myself, as long as you guys, bringing you along with me, as we say it, as we go shopping in the stores to try and save. I love this. I do. I love doing these, but it's just after the whole, it wasn't trickery, but after the whole thing with Kroger last week that, oh, look at these diamond sales here. Oh, wait a minute. If you're not spending $100 a year on a Boost membership, you're not going to save that $2 on sugar. I don't know. There's something weird about that. It's like, I'm shopping in your store. I'm spending gas to shop in your store. I have to go to your self-checkout line because you only have 1 or 2 cashiers. I'm doing all the work. Why can't I get the 99-cent bag of sugar? I am not a Boost member, and I've always thought to myself, well, why would I be? I'm always in the stores. I like going shopping. I like shopping for the products that I want to look at it. And I understand the online thing is great. We have a lot of viewers on the channel that love the Boost program. If I did not do what I do, I would probably like it as well. If I was working in a warehouse or something, 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, yeah, I'd have that stuff delivered because I wouldn't have time to, I wouldn't have time to shop or do all that stuff. But I do. And I like shopping. I like shopping for my own groceries. I like to look to make sure that can is not dented. I like to make sure that bread is not moldy. I like to make sure that the bag is not ripped. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things. I've got bad luck with those kind of things, guys. I'm telling you, I'll order a flat of canned goods and half of them will be dented. Sure, I send them back just to get more dented ones, maybe a few less. But I've been through all this, and it's like, yeah, it's nice for some things, especially if you don't drive. If you're handicapped. I know we have a lot of people on the channel that don't drive or handicapped. This is perfect. Okay, and they'll pick it back up, right? If they mess up, they'll make it right. And that's great. That's great. And the Boost program is a good program from Kroger. Even the Walmart Plus, that is a good program from Walmart. They've done a really good job at these things. But for those of us who still like to go in the store and shop for their own things, when you look, oh, well, you can do and there were some people that were doing the Boost program for a 7-day trial and got it for free. And that's cool. That's cool. Some people were saying they were paying $7.99 a month. I could see, well, you do it for a couple months. That allows you to cancel, right? If you want to cancel, and you can cancel, and you spent $16, as to where you may spend $100 if you keep it going. I mean, I'm not saying they have a lot of perks on the Boost program that's worth it. But when you start adding products of everyday life, especially a week before a port strike is coming, I feel that's a little, I should have been able to get that sugar deal as well. I don't know. Like I've said in other videos, we have seen places like Sam's Club dial back on the pay and go. Or, scan and go. Like those deals, right? They still have them, which are pretty nice deals. But we've seen less and less of those and more sales for everyone. And I appreciate that at Sam's Club. So Sam's Club is listening to the people. They know that, okay, well, this isn't working any more than we thought it was going to be. We still have to keep all these lanes open because that's what it is. They're trying to save money on, say, well, we don't have to keep, 4 or 5 lanes open. They don't expect that most people that seem to shop at Sam's Club are 40 and up, right? And some people actually like still paying cash, right? I do. But when you go into Sam's Club or anywhere for that matter, and there's 3 lines, I mean, it's an issue when you have 3 lines of cashiers and then those lines are a mile long, right? They're long. Every time, I don't care if Sam's Club is not busy. They're still very long. Longer than I want to wait. The scan and go is a great option, though. Don't get me wrong. We use it, But if it's not, if I'm there by myself, sometimes I'll just go through the line. It's like, why not? We got to try and keep that dollar alive, too, guys, because everything that adds up on this thing is weakening our dollar every day. We need to make sure that we are, make sure you're spending cash in different directions, I thought it was funny, several different places that we visited to in Florida, I showed them a dollar bill and they were like, oh, it's like they didn't want to take it because it's extra work. Sorry that you got to change my dollar and give me back 32 cents. That wasn't everybody, but I did notice that with a few people. They seemed frustrated that they actually had to do more work out of a cash register. I've also heard, and this has been a thing too, like the whole cursive handwriting in school. Are they not teaching kids how to do cursive handwriting anymore? I don't know. I just threw that out there. I don't know where I was going with that. But guys, back to the port strike thing. This has to get done. It has to get fixed. The longer we wait, the worse it's going to be. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.